Guys, today for Foodie Friday, we are making pork carnitas in an electric pressure cooker.
Oh, we're having a whole lot of fun.
Crispy pieces with the tender pieces.
Oh, look at that right there on top. Look at that brown.
Yes, yes. Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I am Cris from recipes at Crock.com.
And I'm cooking.
And Mikey from recipes@crock.com. It is Foodie Friday, and we are going to have pork carnitas today.
Olé!
Yes, so we have a crock pot version of this on the website, and we are going to make a pressure cooker version, and instead of broiling at the end, we're going to use the air crisp feature to kind of crisp up the meat for us. But if you are using an Instant Pot, you can do the pressure cooking version, or you can do the pressure cooker steps, and then you can just pop your meat under the broiler afterwards if that's what you want to do. So what we've got going on right now is inside the Foodie, Mikey has a half of a white onion and a couple tablespoons of olive oil.
Using the saute feature of our Foodie, and that right there was about a teaspoon of freeze-dried garlic.
Yes.
Or you can use a clove if you want to.
Or you can use as much as you want.
We'll probably end up putting more in there.
Yeah, we usually just.
When she said just use a teaspoon, I'm like, what's wrong with her?
That must have been an older recipe before I got confidence in my garlic usage or something.
Well, and then she said, we're also going to add something to this recipe, and the original recipe, we're going to add about a bucket full of cumin. So.
In the original recipe, we just used meat tenderizer on the pork, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we need to add cumin instead. So that's what I just, you can do whichever you want. But he's just getting those onions just a little translucent in there before we're going to brown our pork shoulder.
Pork butt.
Yes, so we have about a 4-pound pork roast. It's boneless, that Mike is salt and peppering before we brown it up, just all the sides before we add all the liquid and the rest of the seasonings.
And what this does, one, you're well seasoning, and I'm going to put a lot of seasoning on that fat, and then I'll saute it, and it's going to crisp up that fat. It's going to brown your meat, and it's going to crisp it up real good just to give it a really good crust, if you will.
On the front end, and then on the back end, when it's done, we're going to use the air crisp feature to kind of crisp it up even further.
So I'm just using some salt, I'm using some pepper, and then I've also got some cumin because Mama likes the cumin. You can use whatever flavors that you enjoy to do this. I'm just going to make a good seasoning. Oh, wow. You can smell that cumin.
Yep.
That is good stuff.
Lots of flavor.
Unless you sniff it like I just did. And
okay, so the only other ingredient you're going to need to be getting ready while all these steps are going on is you need a can of green enchilada sauce. And we have a 28-ounce can of green enchilada sauce. I guess if you really wanted to, you could use red, but we like green.
Yep.
So,
hey, y'all, I know we got some people around the Nevada, the New Mexico area. So when I say this, red or green, you know what to say.
And does everyone know what Christmas means? We learned that when we were...
They have red sauce and they have green sauce, red chili sauce and green chili sauce in their Mexican restaurants, and they'll ask you if you want red or green. And one's hotter than the other. I can't remember which one is which, but then if you say Christmas, they just give you both.
Yep.
And trust me, the food out there is like Christmas all the time. So all I'm going to do is now I'm going to take my pork butt and I'm going to lay it in there so we can brown up. I'm going to go fat side down because that's what I'm looking at trying to brown up first.
And we have our saute feature on high, doing all of this.
Careful not to burn yourself like I just did.
Especially since the Foodie is coming up to heat from being cool. The high helps us get it hotter faster, where if we were using the saute feature after cooking, we probably would use more of a medium high because the pot would already be hot.
Yeah. So now what we're going to do is brown this up, and this is going to be boring, so I'm going to show you what a brown pork butt looks like in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. It's been about maybe 5 minutes, and all I did, if you want to show them there, is I just put the pork butt down. As you can see, we quartered it because it's we don't want it one big lump of meat in there. So we quartered this up before we put it in the saute, and you can see how it browned up real good. There's a good thick skin now on the outside of that pork, and that's just going to really give it a good flavor.
Well, if you think about it, quartering it gives us the opportunity to get the flavors in more of the meat, because it gives us more sides to brown, and then when it pressure cooks with the enchilada sauce, it's going to help it get in there before it all starts to break apart.
Yeah.
So that's why we like to quarter it. It also helps the cooking time be a little bit less than if you just put a huge chunk of meat in there.
And we're not cooking it. You can't eat it like it is.
No. Oh, no.
All we're doing is browning it. So don't think that this meat is cooked. I promise you it is not.
So we're actually going to shut off our saute feature right now. If you want to grab the pressure cooking lid.
I sure do.
And then I'm just going to pour this enchilada sauce all over myself.
Oh, you're going to be delicious.
I was going to get the camera. And just pour it all over.
So that 28-ounce can is enough liquid for this to
definitely.
cook up. You don't have to add any more liquid into it.
Definitely. I'm going to go wash my hand now.
And while you do that, I'm going to put on the pressure lid.
Yes.
We're going to put this under pressure.
We're going to put it under pressure, under high pressure, for 40 minutes.
So 40 minutes. Make sure
that's for a 4-pound. Oh my goodness, I have made quite the mess.
I'll clean it up.
That we're using a 4-pound roast, so you may need to increase, or you can even decrease the time a little bit depending on how big your roast is.
Make sure that you are on seal and not vent. Now, on the keep warm feature, do you want this keep warm or no keep warm? How are we gonna do that?
We're gonna just leave the keep warm feature off, and we're going to let it naturally release for 15 minutes, and then we'll come back here and show you what we do with the air crisp feature.
In 3, 2, 1. Hey, we're back. And now the pork is done.
Yes.
We let it cook up. It came up to pressure, rode that pressure for a while, came back down, and this is what it looks like. I tell you right now, it smells really good in this house. It smells
really great. So,
oh my goodness.
What we're gonna do is a couple things.
Eat it. You can totally eat it like this, but just wait. Just wait.
I'm going to take all the pork out of here and transfer it to our mixer to shred it really quickly for us. Meanwhile, Mikey's going to very carefully take the liquid out of this pot and put in our air crisping basket so we can crisp up the shredded pork. Can you do that? Can you do that? Here, I'm gonna do this.
The air crisping basket?
Yes.
This one?
You know, the one I told you to wash a moment ago.
That one. Oh, no.
So all I'm going to do is carefully, because I still can't find my silicone tongs, I'm going to carefully grab the 4 big chunks of pork out of here and put it in my mixing bowl, nice and tender. So I got to be careful so it doesn't fall apart as I'm transferring it.
I'm still washing dishes.
He wanted to get all the credit for washing the dishes. So, do we have a big gold sticker for him? Oh my goodness, it's all falling apart on me, so...
That's a good sign.
Yes.
That's a really good sign. You can have fork tender pork.
Now, if for some reason you're cooking more than what we have, or for some reason your pork roast is tougher than ours and isn't shreddable at this point, just put it under for 5 or 10 more minutes and it'll be fine. So I'm going to shred this. Mikey's going to transfer our juices, and we're going to keep them, we're actually going to keep them so that when we have leftovers, we're going to store our leftovers in the juices to keep that flavor so the pork doesn't dry out.
And it's going to be even better the next day because you're letting those flavors sit in there even longer. I'm going to see if I can, oh yeah, definitely don't want to be touching that hot pot because this just got done cooking. But I did it with no mess, just like that, y'all. And Cris is going to carefully watch that mixer because we just want to shred up the chicken just like you would do with a fork, only quicker.
Not chicken.
Or pork rather. But you want to shred that pork just to where it's shredded up. You don't want to turn it into cat food. That's no bueno. Maybe for your cat, but I don't know if your cat likes Mexican, so. How we doing?
We're doing good. We've got some bigger chunks, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the already shredded out and leave my big chunks in there to keep shredding.
Smart.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is the pieces, okay, so we have this basket in here.
It's clean.
Let's scooch that over. We may not need all that juice to store it in. We're just going to cover in juices whenever we do. So I'm going to just start taking pieces of this.
I'm going to test some of those juices out.
And throwing it and spreading it in this air fryer basket so that we'll be able to.
Oh, man.
Isn't it good?
Oh.
Okay, this needs to not.
That is good. Can you hold that for you?
Yeah, Octavius is like at my feet waiting
He's
for me
just
to make a
praying.
mistake.
He's just praying for some of that to fall down.
Yep, and so it's pretty much, there's some bigger chunks in here that I'm gonna not do, but you can do this in batches. It's really up to you how crispy you want the outside of the pork to be. You could eat it like it is right now, just flat out.
I kind of want to.
Or you can air crisp it in batches, or like I said, if you're using a
oh my god.
if you're using a Instant Pot and you don't have the air crisp feature, you could also just lay this all out on a cookie sheet and broil it in your oven.
This is like the adult version of licking the beater. That is so tender.
So we're gonna make it, so we've got it tender, now we want to crisp up a few of those pieces.
Actually, probably just shred that up.
You might wash that off since you've kind of like.
Are you going to use it again?
Yes!
My bad.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this under air crisp under 400 degrees for about 10 minutes. We'll check on it to make sure that we're not burning anything. But we're also going to just crisp it to your desired level of crispness. Are you going to show that? Excuse me.
It's just that good. I don't want to wait.
Show them what it looks like. So this is just the air crisper basket, and I've just put a layer of that shredded pork down.
So we're going to crisp that. I'm going to mush that up a little more, shred it up a little bit more. And then when that's done crisping up, we're going to show you how I eat it in 3, 2, 1. And the 10 minutes has elapsed, and it smells. Remember how I said it smells good in here? It smells even better. But check this out. If this doesn't make you want to lick your screen, I don't know what's going to do it. Because look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my. I'm going to zoom in on that. Look at that
goodness
right there. Carnitas, y'all. Look at that sizzle.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Hang on. Time out. I got to take a picture of this.
But first, let me take a selfie.
No, I don't want. I'm not selfieing. Get your hand out of there.
I want some so bad.
I gotta take a picture.
This is
for
what
the
it's.
vlog.
This is what it's like to be married and working for a blogger when you're really hungry.
Don't y'all feel so sorry for him?
But first, we got to take a picture of it.
Don't y'all feel sorry for him, Michael?
You know how there's that sound of the plates rattling and the forks being put out, usually the sound for dinner. I know it's about time to eat one of here. Click, click, click.
Oh.
Are you ready yet?
Again, we all feel so sorry for him, don't we?
So, we've taken what was shredded, and she put a layer down in the bottom of the air crisper.
Oh, guys.
And I want to show you what it looks like when she lays it right on top of this bed of cheese.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, nice and crispy. Like it's got nice little crispy pieces with the tender pieces.
Oh, look at that right there on top. Look at that brown.
Yes, yes.
And then you can dress it up any way you want to. We've got some mild taco sauce. We've got some tomatoes. We got some sour cream.
So what we're gonna do?
You're gonna get out of my way.
Okay, I'm gonna just dress this one up a little bit. So this is gonna be the one I'm gonna take the picture of for the blog. Maybe. Hopefully I don't pour too much taco sauce on.
Oh my goodness.
There we
go. Crispiness, you can feel it on the fork.
And then I'm going to add just a little bit of tomato to mine.
Same here. I'm going to take it or leave it, guy, when it comes to sour cream. I think I'm going to leave it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little bit of this taco sauce. Actually, no, I'm not. I want hot sauce. I like it when you bring the heat when it comes to the carnitas. I like saying it with that accent. It makes me sound sexy. I'm gonna do a little bit of the taco sauce on mine, or a little bit of hot sauce rather. And then, so I can keep that flavor of...
Don't let us get in your way.
The enchilada sauce.
Oh.
I'm gonna take and swirl just a little bit of that enchilada sauce on. Ooh, look, that piece of pork fell out. Yeah, it's mine.
So if everybody's not like super anxious to eat the way that we are right now, you could just dump that out into a pan or into the container you're gonna serve everything in and put on another batch if you're using the Foodi. Or like I said, if you're using anything else and you want to use the broiler, then you can just toss it on a cookie sheet, pop it under the broiler for a few minutes. It's probably not going to take 10 minutes. It may. I don't know. Just check depending on your broiler to see it's the level of crispiness that you like.
My carnitas is going to be messy.
Oh, I can
because
see
of that
that.
juice, but you know what? That's why I got the paper towel.
Okay, go on up and see them.
Okay. So we've given you an in-depth look of what it looks like to put together a pork carnita, but I gotta show you the results of it. Look at that. Can't really see much in there except maybe some of that meat, that cheese, but that meat that's all crisped up. I put a little bit of that enchilada, those juices that it cooked in.
Isn't it good?
No. It's great.
Like, we were totally eating the pork while some of it was going, but I can't wait to taste the crispy pieces.
It's, oh my gosh, don't skip that step. I mean, you could totally eat it just cooked.
It's good either way.
But when you crisp it up, you bite into it, you get that rush of flavors, you know, that you can taste the pork, but then you can taste the cumin that was in there and that enchilada sauce. But then as you bite into it, there's this little bit of crispy. You know, like when you go to a restaurant and get a really good burger and they put them crispy onion strings on there, so when you bite into it, you get that crispy feel. Well, there's no crispy onions in there, but there's crispy piggy, and crispy piggy is good.
No, this is so good, and I really think
Going down in front of my
if you have an air fryer or a Foodi, I love air frying it at the end because I feel like more pieces get crispier than just whenever we just put it in the broiler. It's good either way. It's good without the broiler stuff.
It's just good.
But this is so yummy, and also freezer friendly. I just put juices over it to keep it keep the moisture in it. And you can freeze it and then have an easy carnita night one night. This would be good over salad, great in sandwiches, great in wraps.
Perfect in the
So
shell.
yummy.
Oh my gosh. Hey, if you can't tell, we like this. We hope that you do too. And if you do, give us a like down below. Also, if you've not become a member of the Crock Posse, click the subscribe button and you are automatically a member of the Crock Posse. If you want to know as soon as we put up a new video, and we put them up all the time, click the little bell next to it called the
Ding-a-ling.
and you're going to know as soon as we put up a new video every single time. And y'all, whatever you do, laugh often
Eat good food.
and speak life.
Bye guys.
If you want to see the latest, click on the left right here. If you feel like subscribing, click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're funny enough to send us money, click the Patreon.